My name is Chidinma Otutu. I am a Nigerian, but I'm currently based in Berlin. I recently relocated around October for work purposes. I work for Choco as a backend engineer, and fun fact, I'm the only female backend engineer for now. Yes, and on this side, when I'm not coding, I like creating content. I enjoy writing as well, and I love hanging out and gisting with my friends. We recently created a podcast, so we just stay there to talk about things, our opinions, and things about trending topics and self-development. Yeah. Okay, so my story is a bit funny because I studied electrical engineering from the University of Nigeria in Soka, and while I was in school, we took a course C++. That was what gave me like an insight of or a little bit idea of what programming and coding is all about. But then I graduated, and in Nigeria, when you graduate, there's something we call the National Youth Service Corps, where you have to serve your country for 1 year. So I was doing that, and my friends were already involved in programming, like this, where you build websites and you see it come to reality. So it was fun to watch. So luckily for me, while I was serving my country, I stumbled upon a scholarship for females who are interested in learning programming. So because my friends were already doing it, and I enjoyed seeing them create beautiful stuff, I was like, okay, let me give this a try. So I applied, and luckily I was among the four ladies they selected, and that was how my coding journey started. And since then, I wouldn't lie, it's been really interesting and an amazing journey. Not that it's been easy or rosy or true, but like the fact that I've been able to grow and create products that people use gives me so much joy. Yeah. Okay, so what I enjoy most is being able to create what someone else is using, like being able to add value. Like when I go around and probably maybe on Slack, we hear feedback from people in US, people in maybe Amsterdam using the products that I've been able to work on. It gives me so much joy, especially coming from Nigeria. I know like I've always wanted to work for international companies, so being able to create that and touch lives from various, like from my room, and then people from various countries making use of my product and making life easier for them, I think that has been like the most amazing part for me. And the fact that I've been able to grow, not just technically, but as a person, because this job has actually taught me consistency, self-development, learning how to be patient, and yeah, great. Okay, so the question is very dicey. So I wouldn't say entirely major, and I wouldn't say entirely junior. So I think I really, really moved from junior to just starting to call myself a mid-level developer. And I would say what inspired that would be that compared to when I started learning how to program and where I am currently, I've seen like a lot of massive growth, especially working for Choco. I know before I joined Choco, there were lots of technologies that I haven't even heard about or used.
Mhm.
But because I've been constantly working and the way I solve problems before aren't the way I approach problems now, like solving problems have become a little bit easier. I've found like ways to break it down. And then working on projects also say signs attached to me by Choco. I require like minimal what I call it supervision. Yes. So yeah, I wouldn't say I am a junior, and I wouldn't say I'm fully a mid-level developer. Yes, so I think I'm kind of in between, but like the growth is very visible from my end.
Cool.
I think the biggest moment for me, I would say, is getting a job at Choco. To be honest, like I was working for Nigerian firms, like startups and all. And if you know us, like in Nigeria, is sort of hard to like a bit hard to get jobs abroad. most times because of the bad name that comes with Nigeria, like because of the recent happenings, and also being able to crack that open and apply to jobs and prove them that, okay, yes, I'm a Nigerian, but there is more to me than what people think of my country. And then being able to get the job and relocate, leaving my home country to an entirely strange land has been a defining moment for me. It's been something like when I got into tech, like it was like, okay, I want to work for international firms. So being able to work for Choco, which is an international firm, is like a defining moment for me. Yeah, I think the bias would be the major one is being a female engineer. Like most times when you tell people, "Oh, I'm a female engineer," like they go, "Wow," and then like maybe the companies I've worked for, so if they want to probably assign tasks and we have like male developers, most times they tend to give the very difficult tasks to the male and then try to give like the ones that are not so difficult to me as a female. Maybe thinking because I'm a female, I might not be able to perform well. Well, luckily I've been able to I've been proving that wrong. So I think that's just like the major bias for me. Very honest, not just because I work for Choco, but so far Choco has been the best place I've worked. I've worked for like 3 or 4 companies, and yes, Choco is the first international company, but it's still a company. You get so um I worked for Choco remotely for 1 year, and it was as if I had known my colleagues for years. They made the onboarding very easy. Like Choco is like family. So making friends was very, very easy, and it's just been amazing. It was very easy for me to make friends at Choco, and my colleagues, I see them more as friends than just colleagues, to be honest. Yeah. But as well. In Nigeria, it was a company I worked for, and my CTO was my mentor. So like he sort of like brushed me up and mentored me, like taught me some of the things I know. And then I've also been opportune to mentor people. So currently I have a younger brother who is also learning programming, and I have been mentoring him. And I also have like some female friends who want to start learning to program that I have been guiding, as well as I have a YouTube channel where I talk about getting into tech and things you need to know before you start programming. And like, so yes, I've been mentored, and I've also mentored. Yeah, so it's just one we Choco in Choco. So there is a community in Choco. Let me quickly get the name
All
where we
right.
just talk about biases. Yeah, and okay, so we call it DI updates. So we talk about biases, and we talk about culture, and we talk about racism and all. So yeah, I
Great.
have one currently in Choco. Yeah. Okay, so for me, if I would want to advise someone who wants to start, I would say first of all, start. I think the problem people have is not starting, that we keep getting scared that am I sure I'm going to excel? So if you want to start, start today. And then when you start, I want you to know that it's not going to be easy. It's going to take time, but if you can be very consistent, if you can be very patient, I think it will go a long way. And then another thing is to also dedicate serious amount of time to it. Because one thing I've discovered about programming, I think is generally in life that when you're interested in something and you put in a lot of effort and time, with time you will definitely start seeing results. So I
Yeah.
think that's majorly one thing I would tell someone who is starting, that you're going to face, like I still face imposter syndrome. So the person is going to face imposter syndrome. The person is going to struggle a lot. At some point, you would want to give up, but I think that point of wanting to give up, if you can scale through that part, you would begin to see a lot of differences and things will begin to flow for you.